Alrighty, everybody. So for those who are unaware, Forts a couple hours ago just had its just released the update, and it's probably one of its it's actually the biggest update I've ever seen in memory. Obviously, I haven't seen many updates, but it's an absolutely massive balance change update. That changes a lot of things. It includes autocross racing. It includes commander buffs. It includes mortar nerfs. It includes gunner AI changes. It includes so much stuff to cover. So first of all, to cover, we have Moonshine. One of the changes Moonshine is that the platinum layer fires for 10% longer, and that's actually its max damage phase. Without getting too nitty gritty, I believe the plasma actually does more than 10% raw damage now. It does actually, it's a massive buff. For example, 2 doors often does not protect the weapon, and Firebeam Plasma now breaks to like 3 doors, which is which, I mean, that might not sound like too much, but it's competitively speaking, that makes lasers much more viable with Moonshine when you're going for 2v2s. So that makes Moonshine a lot better, at least the plasma laser a lot better. So now moving on from that, we also have let's see, I want this actually. Well, we also have probably the biggest commander change buff or change is Phantom. So Phantom now has a well, Phantom gets actually quite a few things, but a Phantom Magnet Beams now do damage, actually a decent amount of damage. I don't know why this keeps popping up a block in my metal. That's I'll fix that GUI eventually. Yeah, Phantom now actually does a lot more. The Magnet Beam actually surprisingly does damage now. The Magnet Beam also fires for longer, and the damage is actually quite noticeable. I have floating metal. What am I? Oh, I'm supposed to get turbines. Why did I not get turbines? I'm incredible at this game. I haven't played multiplayer for a little bit. I've been too busy getting running rank. The Phantom also makes the Magnet Beams do damage, so Phantom Magnet Beams are much more viable. Connecting with the Phantom buffs, the Phantom Magnet Beam buffs, you also have look at that auto-cross racing this, and for defense, that's the most massive part. I don't actually think cross racing this is a good idea, but shh, we don't talk about it. We're using a feature, guys. And also, there's also a pretty big change to Spook. So Spook now only reveals commanders after 2 minutes, which means that, well, for Spook players, I mean, for example, when they're Phantom, that's also going to be some of the Phantom brush as well. Those are rockets, yes. So now when you're placing Spook, when you're playing Phantom and your opponent's playing Spook, you now actually have a chance to cheese the Phantom player, as now they don't know what you're playing. And also, this also changes a lot of how positionally you would play against this. Cause positionally, how you would play as can I? I'm probably not supposed to upgrade turbines, but I think we are facing against rockets. We see this auto cross racing feature now coming into play here. Why is people taking core damage? Guys, are we serious? This might become very tragic for me very soon, but we pray that it's probably it is rockets. I hate my life. I'm trying to do something to an update video. I'm trying to yap. All right, let me yap. Okay, there's my trenched AA. I should be fine now. It's not all the AA in the world, but it's some of the AA in the world. And also, probably the biggest change in the competitive community is that, well, okay, those gunners are getting abs one-shotted easily with any shotgun. But the biggest change in the competitive Force community is that mortars are now completely trash. Alright, Flak is buffed against mortar. Flak actually does extra damage against mortars now. I don't actually agree with that. And also they made gunners like 10 times smarter, whether that's making it shoot more often. It's also making it it also made gunners, how do I say this? Okay, why do these gunners not fire? I don't understand. As I'm saying the gunners are smarter, they proceed to not be smarter. This is peak Force right here. They made the gunners significantly smarter. Also, they did a lot of other changes as well, including making the gunners harder to bait, and just playing the mortars positionally, and from the games I've seen and from the results I've tested, along with some other players, mortars are trash. That's the verdict. I don't think there's really any other way to phrase this besides that mortars are basically unviable now in rank. So that's a little bit tragic for Mortar players, and it is no longer going to be dominating the meta. I do think this change is a little bit uncalled for and a little bit too harsh for Mortar players, though we can only see as time goes on if Mortars can still find any viability into the competitive meta here. So you can see top base is 5A Plasma now does a lot more damage with extra Plasma Beam. The 10% buff is very noticeable. When you have forts, changes don't happen that often, and you have a very balanced and delicate community. Any of these quote-unquote small changes will cause massive ripple effects across the community. I'm kind of getting bullied here. I don't like this. And just competitively speaking, this guy's getting okay. This is those okay. You know what? This is fine. The gunners are better now. The gunners are better now. It's gonna be fine. They're the guys that I'm too busy defending against the rockets. Though to be fair, I mean top base's base design is one of the base designs of all time. Is there anything else I'm missing? Oh yeah, another massive thing. They didn't ban it per se, but they removed giving badges to ultimate rank. At least that's what my interpretation of the new code of conduct is, and that's fairly massive as well, because if you're not aware, for last season, I believe more than half of the top 20, which is what you get a badge, is alts. So maybe it's getting top 20 in rank is possibly 2 times as easy. We will see if people if this change is actually well enforced, or if there's anything else like that. But yeah, that's that. Also, there's a lot of ton of bug fixes as well, and other small balance changes. But the fort's competitive community at least is massively shifted, and I think we can see a lot more Magna Beam shenanigans. And this is just going to be really interesting to see how this affects the sports community overall. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get my stuff here. We can go ahead and use our magma. Use this real quick. Yeah. Also, this is actually exactly why I've not been making videos recently. I've been waiting for the new update, and they did indeed drop the update. So yeah, I was gonna drop. I actually recorded a ranked video, whatchamacallit, guide, which is for this new season. I recorded the whole thing. I did the editing, and I realized, wait a minute, mortars are getting nerfed, and half of the the ideal rank builds are mortars. What if I just wait a few days? So I did. I waited a few days, and now I waited a day actually, and now look at this plasma. That's I don't even. That's the plasma just does more damage now, and it's great. Everything is great. Yes, I think the commander changes are very justified, and I do love this update. I just think they a little bit overtuned the Mortars nerf overall, and I'll also think they maybe nerfing Spook is a little bit uncalled for, but I guess it's fine. It's not too big of a nerf. I think it's mainly affects when you're playing against Phantom, I guess. The biggest upset I have is that Mortars are now completely unviable, at all. And also I just don't think Flash should be that good at killing mortars. I can't see my energy. Why are you like this, UI? Okay. Wind. Anyways, I think the rank changes are very justified as well, because I don't know how they'll enforce it, or if I'm even reading the code of conduct correctly. But there's also a lot of UI changes, like you show shows the ping before you join a lobby, so you can know if a lobby is really far away from you, as opposed to the old system, which was really unclear and kind of bad. Yeah, there's just there's a lot of stuff, man. I think yeah, the Mortars changes overtuned, but the Phantom and the Moonshine stuff is obviously great. I do think they're forgetting to nerf Pinch Fist. I believe Pinch Fist is objectively one of the strongest commanders in 1v1s, 2v2s, possibly 3v3s. Probably not 4v4s, but it's still very strong. It's still probably the top 2 commander. I do think that's I do think they probably should have nerfed Pinch Fist before they nerfed Spook, but maybe we'll see that nerf soon. But anyways, Moonshine is quite good now. This guy's unkillable. I think it's time to sell off. I think why did they convert to Chinese spelling? What the hell? Why do I have a Chinese? I give up too much skill from team 2. Okay, wait, I wanna try to burn up that projectile. Oh. Okay, I didn't burn out projectile. But yeah, I'll be making a full ranked up dive video once we see how this ripple effect changes the Forts community, and I'll be releasing a rank guide soon. And you know, I finally got the motivation to keep doing stuff. So yeah, have a great day, and we can maybe even do some magnet beam spam shenanigans because that does actually good damage now.